Starting it off the same way we started it yesterday, because this is definitively the best time of year to be on the Black and Yellow Dog app. This is the time. We got 4 puck games tonight. We got 3 NBA playoff games tonight. We got 3 MLB slates to talk through. I mean, there's no better time, Neumy. There's no better time.
Yeah, it's as Crutches puts in the chat. Yeah, we're talking hoops. We're back.
We're back, baby.
Hoops well. Funny enough, we talked about the playoffs quieting down and having a little more certainty, and then that's not what we have on this slate. So we're back into the midseason hoops, which is great. We got playoff puck, which people have been in the Discord just destroying. I think it was B Hundley last night. DJ's picks have just been hitting nonstop. And then, of course, God's game. We got baseball on every single day. Like you said, 3 slates. We got another one up there. And I think just not to bury the lead of basically shout out Underdog yet again in putting a contest in which has been talked about in the Discords, talked about on the show, a winner take all, and putting it out there and it being received extremely well. And then them running it back again. I mean, that thing filled 2.5 or 2 hours before lock yesterday, maybe even before that. And yeah, it's we'll get into that and show that. But yeah, it's like you said, no better time for sports right now. And then I think it's the NFL draft next week or the next week. Yeah,
next week, 27th. Yeah. No, it's the best. The only other time of year that rivals this for sports is the start of October, where you kind of flip it, where it's like it's the start of hockey and basketball, it's the start of football, or it's like a couple weeks into football, and then playoff MLB,
baseball.
Right? Yep. That's the only other time. But this is really good time, really really fun time. Let's start with the hoop stuff, because I mean, we're looking at the playoffs right now. How are we feeling for like the dance, confidence intervals, and stuff like that? Like, I think the thesis is coming to fruition a little bit with like playoff Jimmy and like playoff Kawhi being kind of like these wings that you needed. You needed to draft these guys to help push teams through, even if they don't get through. But it's very interesting to just see like how like the narrative in our mind can change after a couple games. Like, getting a little skittish on those Lakers. Like, if you're relying on Rui and Austin Reeves to be like your primary scorers all of a sudden, yeah, I'm getting a little timid there with I kind of want to walk back some of that LeBron AD at the 6-7. I don't know. Where are you off like just macro takes right now after watching a couple games?
Yeah, and I'm pulling up this here because I mean, just drafted so much that the dance got away from me and I barely did any. I did the first 20 and then I literally drafted one more after that. I did a waltz.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I just simply did not get the volume in I wanted to. With that being said, in the one waltz that I did, I got LeBron and AD to fall back to the one turn like pretty late. So I thought that was pretty nice. I mean, they put up 67 and LeBron didn't have that, but coupled that with a Jimmy. So I'm sitting there and I have basically, the Lakers sitting there with potentially with Ja being questionable and that series kind of being in shambles. Like, they're up 1-0 already in Memphis. Like, they could literally just take this series and run with it. So that's how I kind of see it. But I agree with you. There was a lot of talk. Now they're still down it's 1-1 and they're going to be going back to LA. But there was a lot of talk like the Phoenix is going to sweep them. Like, no Paul George are going to sweep them. They're going to sweep them. So all this. And I think people, we get ahead of ourselves with how these series can really play out, because now we're looking tonight the opposite direction of what we were talking about. And that was the Bucks come out here and just straight sweep the Heat and make it just not even possible for them to score any points. And the reverse could be said, where we could be going back to Miami. Now, obviously, the Bucks can obviously come back and in Miami down 2-0, but going back to Miami up 2-0 against the Bucks, like the whole narrative of these playoffs are switching and all this, and it's crazy. It's crazy.
Well, the thesis was always, if Bucks sweep, will Bucks stacks get enough points? Well, Bucks aren't going to sweep now, right? And then, but a lot of those points that we were counting on were running through Giannis, right? And like, as Nick's alluding to, 24% Giannis on the ropes right now. I don't know. We think he goes tonight. The back injury. Did you watch the play? He comes. He goes to the rack. Kevin Love slides over. I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was a charge on Giannis, to be honest. I thought Love got over in time. Anyways, he gets up, comes down on his back, MRI on his back, that sort of thing. I can feel like I'm like lagging or something like that. There's like a slight delay. Am I?
Yeah, it's just your screen, which we're powering through it. You can kind of, if you want to do a quick reset, I can try and hold it down. But to that
maybe we'll do a draft and then I'll reset and come back kind of deal.
And shout out GA putting that in there. We'll have to make sure that I get that in there because he's been just putting out just bangers with the picks. But to that, that specific play, it was funny because I'm watching that and Giannis basically got the block on the previous, like he got called for the block, did not pick up the charge on literally the previous possession or couple possessions before that. And honestly thought it was the possession before that. Then comes down and Love looks like, he got over there, but he's still moving that over. Like still getting there. And maybe like it was a ticky bang, bang call. Like obviously you can, I agree. Anyone they can see it, however, but it's just seeing that. And then Giannis didn't get the call. What I just think is, I just want to say something about Giannis that I truly admire, that I really, truly admire and I love is when he gets a call against him that he doesn't like. I mean, I don't see him show up a ref, scream, do anything. It's just, and then immediately turns his head and walks down the court head high like this, not head down, not anything. Like, I know it's crazy listening as a kid to your coach telling you that like your posture and the way you show yourself on court, Matt. But man, seeing LeBron, Steph, all these guys, I mean, the first play of the game, they don't get the call. They're running down the court like this. They're looking at the ref. They're talking to each one. It's like, just play defense. Yeah. And that's what I see that. And and immediately just seeing that. So as a fan, as having Giannis on my lone Waltz team, I don't know. This is what I was going to come in and ask you for the game theory. I think I could possibly sneak this Waltz team through without Giannis. I made it kind of different. Some pieces got sniped from me. But I think I can sneak this Waltz team through it potentially without Giannis putting up a score that you need, and then maybe the Bucks sneaking out a win still. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to play with my head. And then maybe he's kind of unique in the next round of the Walt, where all of a sudden, like, it's like there's no Giannis teams out there. Like, how did you get him through? And obviously we're one game in and he can easily come back. But like, I think him not playing tonight makes that a better chance of him potentially being leveraged if they can sneak some wins too. Obviously, you need the Bucks to win while Giannis is not putting up points, which is a little tougher than said than done. But
yeah, no, I think it's possible for sure. I don't think that still makes Giannis unique because I think a guy who's 100% drafted, who's in the first round, who's the 1-0,
a little more leverage.
It'd be a little more leverage than if he was the guy you need, of course. But like, we're talking like fractions of percent here. We're not talking like you're all of a sudden going to show up in the next round and be like 1 of 1 with Giannis left. Like, it's not going to be like that. But I get the sentiment for sure. Let's talk about today's slate. Let's talk about today's slate. Let's draft some slates and stuff like that. I'm going to pull up our own little spreadsheet here. The Jaw one is interesting. Jaw has had that shooting hand taped for as far as I can remember, and something going on with that. He went to the bucket in a very similar fashion, came down, his hand went kind of flush to the court like that. It was actually way grosser to watch than the Giannis one. If I'm just looking at this slate, I'm surprised that Jaw is the one with the Q tag and Giannis is the one with the D tag, but that might be a reflection of the fact that one team they're both down or they're both down in the series, I guess. So I was thinking it'd be more of a reflection of like one team thinks they can win without the other guy. Like the Bucks still think they're deep enough to win without Giannis tonight. I don't know if that's true, but it's just interesting. Where do you come out on the injuries right now? Are we drafting Ja? Are we drafting some doubtful tag Giannis. What are you thinking?
So I've done a couple, and I've just I've been peeking my head into the Discord of where the sickos are in there and where their head of minds at, and trying to come up with, you got to play the story of the injury report. Like, how are we leaning closer to actually available versus less available? Like, is this actually a doubtful tag? Like, you can't just look at these as a 1-for-1. So yeah, if you look at these right now, like I agree. I know I'm in the chat talking about the Giannis D tag. I'm still trying to take him in there. Like, while I'm doing that, I'm not being able to get it, but I think Giannis is closer to Q, and I agree that Ja is more closer to doubtful. That's my take, and that's just how I view it. I am wrong all of the time on these. Like, it's literally we can put it on there. So I know a lot of people. With that being said, I'm still like, if Ja's fall into the third round, I'm still playing the game that we played in the regular season. I'm taking Ja Morant. And others are as well. I think Jokic goes. I think Rudy goes. I don't know if the others matter as much. I think Kyle Lowry matters, and potentially more minutes for Caleb Martin, maybe him mattering more. But I don't know how much Kyle Lowry matters in this slate, besides giving a slight boost to ancillary pieces.
Well, let me remind you about Kyle Lowry's 33 points last game or whatever out of nowhere.
I'm aware. Was that the play-in game, right? Was that the play-in, or was that his actual first game?
I think that was the play-in game. Yeah.
Okay.
Play-in game.
I'm aware of that for sure. But and that's going to come back, and Kyle Lowry is going to have the night of all nights. But where do you stand basically on these Q tags, and how have you been reading it? If you've done any
I tend to agree. I've been mixing in. This is theoretical because I actually haven't started drafting yet. I tried to do a couple last night, late night, and they did not fill when I was trying to get on that. And then I literally have just woken up and now just doing this show and then going to do my first draft on stream now. But yeah, I don't know. Just looking at the slate, like overarching, I think there's like a couple obvious guys at the top that I kind of want to get overweight, and that's Jimmy Butler for me in particular. If we see a no Giannis game, I'm playing it like I'm playing it as if we get no Giannis and we get Ja tonight. I don't think that's right. I tend to lean line of thinking with you. I think we're more likely to get Giannis than we are Ja, and one has a doubtful tag, and I think that's a very awkward scenario. Putting together 100 or 150 of these lineups, I think I would have at least 12%. I want to say 12. I'm hedging here. I'd probably have 15% Giannis. I would have 15% Giannis. I would just be willing to light those on fire if he didn't go. But I would probably conservatively have about the Rakes amount of Giannis.
Yeah, I think that. I mean, I think there's different, and that's what makes the beauty of this. And I think there's a lot of different angles you can play this, and I think they're all right. And it maybe matters risk tolerance. That could be a part of it. But it could just be the way you want to play it. Like, like, I could come in here and be like, I'm not gonna, like, if I'm not getting Giannis in my first maybe 10, and I want to, does that deter me from saying, you know what, like, I'm going to still try and get him at these costs because I see Giannis in 6th-round teams and 5th-round teams. I know where he is and combos. I've seen them. So does that, yeah, exactly. Does that deter me from possibly going, you know what, my angle and my easiest path to first, and maybe this is also, it's not the easiest path in the contest, is saying Giannis doesn't play. All of those people then eating Giannis get that D tag. But then I know that the point is that Drew and Middleton, they're already priced up basically like Giannis isn't playing. Like, we have Drew Holiday at 6.7. We have Chris Middleton at 10. The Bobby Portis ADP is hilarious at 16.2. So yes, they don't move up, but you take Giannis out of that. And if you're not drafting these pieces at the clip as if Giannis is actually out, and then you're taking Giannis and he is ruled out, and you don't have exposure to these Bucks guys, like, that's almost a double whammy. And I know I get what we're playing for. Like, I'm going to my process to try and have Giannis, but that's my brain keeps telling me, like, if all of a sudden I'm getting a bunch of Giannis and I'm also not making sure to have other Bucks, that could be a double whammy for me. And I'm wondering your thought process on that, or it's just basically what we win now when we win is going to be just absurd having 4th, 5th, and 6th round Giannis teams if he's healthy and ready to go.
Yeah, I mean, I think the leverage of Giannis late outweighs the leverage of the boost that Holiday, Portis, and Middleton get if he doesn't go. Because even if Giannis doesn't go, like we saw a nice big boost to Middleton primarily last game, but like Holiday still had a hell of a game that you needed. Like these players still mattered. And I don't think we're going to be in a situation, given their ADPs, where we can get like all 3 of them on a team, for instance. So when I'm making my bet, I think I want to make my bets elsewhere and then tack on Giannis in some percentage and just make it. I think it's easier to build that way, is what I would say. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I don't think the Joker Q tag is real. I think it's reactionary to the Gobert Q tag, and I don't think the Gobert Q tag is real because the Gobert Q tag hasn't been real for 5 months, right? It's yeah. So it's interesting here. Let's jump in and feel it out on the fly a little bit here. I want to rip a bunch of drafts today. I think we do the heat check on stream too, just talking about that. Has your strategy changed in drafting the heat check versus drafting this? Are you just like more apt to do like a crazy exploitative strategy, or do you think the strategy is just kind of like, yeah, I mean, we're building 20 of these or 16 of these, we just do it as best we can?
I was curious to come in and ask you what your thoughts were on that, because in theory, it's a 3-man weave contest. It's a 3-person draft, but in a 456 person field, $20 a pop, winner take all. So like my first initial reaction is just to be like, how am I going to get teams that have like first place equity? And I don't know if that's just basically let others make the mistakes and push someone up and you just get that sweet ADP value, or you just go straight off projections, or you kind of like in the last round or two draft someone that isn't being drafted as much. Like I you know what I mean? Like there are different ways to approach it. I think I only did two yesterday, and they were just kind of like willy nilly. Like I just, first time into this contest. And I will say in my last pick, I tried to make it a little different, basically, because it's a 3-man weave contest. There's still like, there was a 5 in that, and I felt more people would be apt to take the 3. And I just went down to the 4th guy.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. Nick saying in the chat, like, this is kind of what's going to piss people off about this contest in extreme fashion, is it's basically going to be like if you go back to the NFL season when we were playing those super team contests, it is basically going to be that.
Yeah, I thought the winner was about to be set on fire. Everyone's going to freak out. Let's go.
Let's do the Holiday thing. Let's do the Holiday thing and say Giannis doesn't play and see what it looks like.
Yeah, I'm fine with taking Giannis and Holiday. I will say, especially if you get Giannis at that discount, like, you know what I mean. It's the same thing for me as taking.
I was going to do this.
Oh, sure, let's do it. Let's see what this looks out to be. In that contest, I will say, I posted in. No one responded in the Discord, but I literally posted, I'm like, we all would have freaked out if you would have saw this team that didn't win, and he was lurking, and it was Ketchup Stain, a guy that a user that's well known in the streets. He got Durant at 3 and Kawhi at 4 in the 3. So somewhere in his draft, Tatum and something else went Jimmy, someone else went at the 2, which doesn't make any sense because for me, it was a clear 1-2, then a little bit of a tier break. So, I mean, he got that nuts draft room. He got Kevin Durant at the and Kawhi Leonard at that turn. And then got some more value on that as well. So
it's a fair point from Carlos. Like, how many of them can you run where people keep firing at them, right? I mean, it's a fair question. It's a pretty. I agree with both of what you guys are saying there, where it's kind of like it's a double-edged sword, right? It's like we want this style contest, but we're never going to be happy with the winning team that we see come out of it, right? Because it's
Yeah.
going to be
Yeah.
the biggest outlying super team of all time, or it's going to be duped 10 times, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's that.
Okay, we could go crazy time. If Portis falls, we could go crazy time and we just go like, hey, this is the lowest total game on the slate, but Giannis doesn't play. They run their offense through these three. Okay, that doesn't happen for us. Who do you like in this next range here? Austin Reeves, he's been balling, but he's clearly like the fourth option on that team. Yeah, I kind
Michael Porter seems to be like Michael Porter, Rudy.
Okay, let's do Porter. I kind of like Michael Porter tonight,
and they're not.
Like,
they're not. They don't make me feel happy. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
Clicking Michael Porter in the third doesn't make me feel warm and fuzzy inside. Like, it's kind of like he's better than the options that we're getting below. At least I particularly think so as well. Like, I think maybe Porter and Gordon are close. Like, Gordon obviously he needs to get there in stocks and can have that game. You know what I mean? Like, and playoffs are different because when all of a sudden someone's engaged early, it's like, oh, watch out. Like, it's just going to be, they're just going to be riding that hand. He's going to be in on defense. He's going to be all over messing. So it's interesting. Like, he could catch fire. What do you
took Tyus? Okay. I really wanted to do the Tyus thing there and paint the narrative that this team was the Ja and Giannis out team.
That.
I like Gobert. Slow-Mo's interesting because Slow-Mo hasn't been starting. They've been running with this like Alexander start. I have no idea what they're doing.
Nah, baby. Nah.
Gobert?
Let's do it.
Okay. I think Gobert plays. I think Gobert looks even better if Joker doesn't play. I think they both play, for the record. But take that with whatever you will.
Fun fact, I don't know if you know, but SGA, like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Nickeil Alexander-Walker are cousins.
Okay. Yeah, no, did not know that. Yeah, there you
go. That's a fun little thing there. So when they were in the play-in game, there was like they were talking about that. But yeah,
I guess that's where they both get the hyphenated Alexander from, right?
Yeah.
It's just one's at the front end, one's at the back end.
Correct. Yeah. So it's kind of cool to see that. But yeah, no. Na's he's been very helpful. He's been like a revelation to our team. Basically, what we needed. He was what we needed to step up when McDaniels got hurt. So in terms of his defense,
yeah. So he's purely like a McDaniels replacement on the defensive end right now, like wing side defender.
And I mean he can score when he has those bursts where all of a sudden he'll look like a scorer. Like that's obviously not what he's going to be, but yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
I've always been a fan of because he was in I forget where he was. He was in New Orleans for a while, and then I don't know where he just went or they traded him.
There be interesting to see. We'll get increased Joe Ingles minutes tonight if we get no Giannis, obviously. I'm just looking through here. I think like Bruce Brown kind of jumps out from this crowd a little bit. You could twist my arm into Max, especially if we don't think we get Lowry. And we didn't talk about no Tyler Hero. Let's go here. All right, let's do it. I've talked myself into it.
I guess, yeah. So we don't have. I mean, he's not a D or a Q. He is an out with a broken hand. So yeah, Tyler Hero is donezo. So that is an impact as well.
Yeah, that's a really good point. That's a classic
Yeah, maybe a 2-gamer. Well, I guess we're on a 3-gamer, but yeah, maybe a 2-gamer where there's like a bunch of pieces on the T-Wolves hurt or something like that. He becomes a factor, but yeah, not in the playoffs.
Yeah, I think the projections here will tell us to take, I don't know, like Gabe Vincent or Caleb Martin. Like you would look at like those median projections, and they would probably tell you to like go in that direction.
I got a name.
Okay, I hope you say my name, but say it first.
Oh, okay. No,
Say
no.
it.
I was gonna say
No.
Luke Kennard.
Me too. Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go, baby. Yeah.
Like,
There's your John narrative too. Not that obviously
yeah.
it's gonna 1-for-1 or anything like that, but it's the process of Ja being out and then him stepping up into more minutes and not having Ja's usage. So
I think there's like three guys. There's three guys at the back end that could low key break a slate for us. There's Luke Kennard, could low key break a slate where he just comes out, he gets hot as fuck from three.
Say mine.
Like,
say my other one.
Now I got this one's deeper. If Duncan Robinson starts and fills that, if he starts and he fills that Tyler Hero role and starts icing from three, there's another dude who can get hot, who's like free and he's like deep back here. It's so gross. It's so gross.
He can do that, but he's also when I talked about Sabonis potentially being a liability in the playoffs, this dude may be the biggest liability defensively in the league. Like like this. I mean, I don't know. Spoelstra's will probably have to game plan something where they're doing a zone or he's minimalized where his defense doesn't get just absolutely roasted, because that's what they'll just straight up be like, go to town on him. Like Drew will try and match up with him. Chris, anyone, they'll let Javon Carter go to work on him. But you're not wrong where all of a sudden it's the first quarter, 7 minutes are by and it's Duncan Robinson with the first 9 points for the Heat. And it's like, okay, well, he's going to put up 30 to straight points. So
that was my controversial one. Because I think the sharper one was like to say would be Oladipo. And the guys are on it in the chat there where they're saying like Oladipo, like we've seen Oladipo start with no Tyler Hero and no Kyle Lowry in the regular season. We saw Oladipo just kind of like jump from like nothing minutes to starting. Does that happen in a playoff series? I don't know. Maybe we'll see. It's probably still some combination of like Gabe Vincent and Max and that sort of deal.
Yeah.
But if Oladipo finds his way into the starting lineup, one of those two pieces could be pretty viable 6th round guy. Not necessarily someone you want to get like exploitative over the field, but pretty interesting. Okay, give me your name now. Give me your name.
Mine was Grayson Allen.
Okay, yeah.
So I think if Giannis is out, he is the same thing, except Grayson Allen can play defense at least a little bit more than Duncan Robinson. And maybe I'll have to compare them and see. Maybe I'm a little crazy with thinking that one is better than the other here. Let's check out and see if I'm just crazy. Running with the 102. So for me, I've been getting a lot of Jokic, just 2, 3, 4, and I mean I eat that up. Like it just seems like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel similarly.
Okay, cool.
If Jokic has no Q tag right now, he's like the definitive 101. I will take Jokic 1 through 5. Like, you know, if the room lets me, I will take him 1 through 3, 1 through 4, 1 through whatever. I think the Q tag's a figment of our imagination here.
I agree.
That being said, playoff Jimmy.
Yeah. I mean, we just play the gif of him literally just walking up, just tired, sitting right there after doing everything for the entire bubble. Yeah. I mean, this is what Jimmy. This is what he get up and there was a funny thing like why would the Clippers and someone just been. This is why the Clippers sat Kawhi over and over and managed him like a baby, is so he could just play almost 35 to 40 minutes if needed in the playoffs when it actually matters. So, exactly, I mean, dude, if you watched Kawhi in that first half, he kind of fizzled in the second half a little bit, but
okay, we got the Bam versus Ja decision. Okay, it's interesting because Bam gets a slight boost, I think, if Giannis isn't in there, but he's still going up against like defensive player of the year style guy in Brook Lopez, right? I was gonna say Ja and build. I want to build the super team.
Okay, do it. Do Ja.
For the stream. I want to build the super team.
Let's do it. I've been seeing so much 3rd round Ja that I've been wondering if we could get him to basically just fall, because a lot of people have been doing the Bam and Bane and then let Ja fall back.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
if we
that's
took
fair.
Bam, then that would negate it. So yeah, it definitely is. Do we take Brooke?
See, I was just gonna go ahead. And take Giannis right here, and we just jump the shark, and we build the super team of the all Q tags and D tags for the stream
Do it. Do
for
it.
the people. This is the
And you have
for the
to make
people
sure you click
draft.
them, yeah, because I put them in my queue, and then all of a sudden it got down to a second, and I didn't get it in because I forgot you
Yeah.
actually have to confirm, which is a good point. I got reminded, like, there's some people, auto drafters, some names out there that normally are auto drafting. You can see it, but they're manually drafting right now because they're taking
Oh,
Giannis,
because they
and
have to click the
they
Giannis.
have to click Giannis. So a lot of
Yo,
people's strats have to be adapted right now.
hashtag push the plane unless Giannis is on the slate. That's the
Yeah.
new one.
Oh, I love it.
Oh. Yeah, here you go. I'm just building the standard. It's for the people. This is for the stream. This is the team.
Oh, Chip coming in here just saying all the injury tags are fake. You know what? It's the playoffs, and I tend to lean that way. That it's just like, yeah,
Mhm.
they have them there because they have to list them. Like, maybe they are nicked up a little bit. They're not feeling great, but like, it's the playoffs. Like, I think Jaw's injury, like, literally his hand made an S on the floor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, and then if someone put on there, like, shout out to the booth to having to zoom in like 3-4 more times on that. Like, just please, yeah, show me some more. Show me more what his
Yeah,
hand
I
did so
hate
I can be
that. Yeah.
disgusted out. Like, um,
Reminds
so
me of
yeah,
the Dak Prescott ankle one.
yeah, or Tua and them zooming in 15 times on him on the ground. Yeah, but the ankle, or they showed, I don't know if you remember, this is a throwback, Louisville, Kevin Ware in the NCAA
Oh
tournament.
yeah. Yeah,
They
the broken
showed that
leg.
twice. They showed that twice before all of a sudden they're like, oh, okay. Oh, okay. Maybe we
Yeah.
shouldn't. It's like, come on. They love
Rethink
it. They
this
live
one.
for it.
I was at a game where a kid from Texas A&M broke his leg like right in front of us. I almost fainted. It was so gross. We were sitting like 3 rows in front. Like we could hear it.
Oh, I can't even. Yeah, that's yeah.
Yo, what's your take on
Did we
T-Wolves? Do
get
they win a
Giannis
game?
news? Did we just get an update?
We just got Chad put one in the chat there.
Okay, just making sure
No
we
status.
didn't miss anything.
No status change after shoot around. No confirmation one way or the other, him participating or not. So, no. Yeah, here you go. I just passed out. Yeah, exactly.
All right, what are you thinking here?
I think Gordon is a tier above, both in my mind and in my projections, than all of the names below. And we've already kind of made the bet that Jaw's playing, so it makes Dylan Brooks look less attractive. So I say we take Gordon here,
Wow.
and then
That's impressive to make Dylan Brooks looks less attractive.
Well said. That is so true. Ugliest man on planet Earth. God.
At least he seems to embrace it, kind of. I don't know.
That's
Like,
true.
with his style. With it, yeah. You see that when he let his dreads out and he had that fro when he was like basically sitting, and he came in. I'll have to show you that and send that. It was something. So Conley was right next to Gordon.
Is Connolly a contingent play on Ja not playing, and his projection right now is like a hedge, or is Connolly still a good play even if Ja plays?
What does Ja have to do with Mike Conley? They're on the
Grizzlies shit. That's
I was gonna let you keep going. I was like, well, you see,
what an idiot! I don't know where my mind was at.
One's
there.
on the Grizzlies. Hey, he was on the Grizz, so you're technically not wrong. You're back in the bully days with Zach Randolph, Marc Gasol, and the boys.
Hoops guy strikes again. Hoops guy. Oh, I love to see it. Oh, sometimes
you just want to see some punches thrown. You want to see some bully ball. You know, the Grizzlies of old. You don't like this flashy stuff.
Nah, it's true. Yeah, the elephant in the room. I was gonna lead the show with it, but I didn't want to give him enough. I didn't want to give him some praise like that. Is Nez? Some guys can't hack it. Some guys just can't do 3 days in the desert and then come back and do back-to-back shows. Nez is listed as load management on the back-to-back injury load management. He did not participate in shoot around. He's got the sniffles, perhaps.
It was a spicy one, I will say, because last night we had nothing on the injury report.
Nothing on the report.
We were looking like we just had the game maybe had to just be like basically suspended for a little bit, pushed back, just a couple hours, and all of a sudden today it went full blown out. So we were drafting Nezzy in the 3rd round last night, and all of a sudden it's like boom.
I'm overexposed to Nez. I'm overexposed to Nez right now, and I have nobody to swap to. It's pathetic.
Yeah, it truly. Yeah, Mr. Good Boy is not available for swaps as he was drafted 100% of the time.
He was drafted. He was the 101. Yeah, Nez will be back tomorrow. I know he's got we're fucking busting his balls, but he's got a big like family something going on this weekend. Family hasn't seen in a while and that sort of thing. And he was wanting to get healthy and get ahead of it before he actually got sick there.
Yeah, I was told really the news from the beat reporter was basically he doesn't want to potentially give anything to the Pirates because he was going to be going to PNC, and he didn't want to potentially give any cold to these guys since they're off to such a hot start. He didn't want to be that reason, so he's just trying to rest up for his squad.
Who do you like here? I think my mind is going to Gabe Vincent. I hate clicking on Gabe Vincent's name. I think you can kind of mix and match this back end a decent amount here. But who do you like?
I'm going to say Grayson.
Oh my goodness. I was literally just looking for his name. All right. You like Grayson even if Giannis plays?
I do. I do think I do. I mean, yeah, sorry about that.
Right.
Smash the mic. But yeah, I mean, I don't know why. I just, the guys around him, he's just the most appealing one to me. Maybe that's wrong because no one else is on him. So maybe he's my Isaac Okoro of last night. Shout out Rydock. I don't know, but
yeah, the Coachella flu. That's right. Yeah, no, I hear you. Yo, one more. Who wants to put up $20 to dance with the big boys? Throw some punches here.
Okay,
the guy who thinks Mike Conley is somehow impacting Memphis players.
Oh, that's so good. I was just sitting there for a second, like you were really just like, but I'm just like, can you at least star him in case, like, because I do want him. Oh,
that rolled his face off. I couldn't make this stream. That's funny. Yeah, no one could truly like Grayson. This is a evergreen quote.
Yeah. Well, who did he trip? It was he at Duke?
I can't remember. Yeah, he was at.
Was that him though?
Yeah.
Was it okay?
Yep.
So it was Grayson.
Yep. Grayson was. I mean, also like everyone just loves to hate like those guys from Duke, and everyone gets a bad rap for, like that. Those like guys, like everyone hates them, but Grayson was actually shitty. You know what I mean? Like everyone back in the day hated on Christian Laettner. Everyone back in the day hated on JJ Redick. Everyone who like hated on those guys. And it was just because they were Duke kids. Grayson seems like he's a Duke kid, but like to times 10. You know what I mean? Like he just seems like shittier than that. Let's take Joker here. Let's do it. We're playing for first place here. We're not hedging in this $20 contest. Yeah, exactly. JJ's come full circle. I love JJ Redick now too. And so does my girl. Fuck. We used to go to those Clippers games in LA like all the time together. And like she would just be like, Nikki would just be like, oh, where's JJ? Where's JJ? Just staring at him on the court the whole time. I was like, yo, I'm right here. Come on. Can we at least hide it a little bit? Yeah, Shane Battier, that's a good one too.
I will say, Grayson Allen.
Show.
Grayson Allen is higher on the points list, assists and rebounds than Christian Laettner. So,
all time at Duke,
all time.
Yeah.
He is 8th.
Yeah,
higher than Shane Battier, the GOAT. No, just looking at. I knew Grayson. Like obviously, I feel like he was overhyped. I just didn't think he was like that bad. But I guess if you're comparing him to other Duke like superstars, he definitely was not on that level.
I wasn't comparing them. I was comparing their antics, like why they were hated, not because they were good.
Oh, Roger.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't give a shit if they were talented.
Why did I think,
we got the perfect start.
Yeah. Unreal.
Unreal. Okay, so buckets plus
this is
Joker. This feels fun. And then I think it's Ant for me. I know we could go the holiday narrative, but I'm really going to push the envelope here and hope that. I mean, we could also do the Jaw. We could do Ant or we could do Jaw.
For me, it's between Ant and Drew, and it's
okay.
I guess let's do Ant. Yeah, we could do Ant. I think Drew's the.
You want to make the Giannis bet, or you don't care if we take Giannis as well?
I don't care if we take Giannis as well, but we can take Ant to make the Giannis bet and take Giannis later. Like that's what I figured you were planning on to not have.
That's
Drew,
what
so
I'm shooting the moon on this motherfucker, and that's the bet I was making.
I don't think I really think people are over trying to make sure they don't have a Giannis Drew, Giannis Middleton, and I think the optimal is going to have both one or two, like Milwaukee Bucks. So. Like I do. I think even if Giannis plays, there's still so many variables that can go on. I still think both of the two can basically show up in that optimal with where they're going in terms of ADP. Because it's
that's
flipped.
fair.
You're just getting you're getting basically if you flip Drew and Giannis and you take Giannis in the first round, although you're getting Drew at 6. Okay.
I think we do the Bam plus Bane. I think it's Bam plus Bane.
Yeah, did Giannis go?
No. I think we push it.
Okay,
What do you think? Do you think it's crazy?
Yeah. I think it's the way to win this contest. So no.
That's what I think too.
So no, I don't think it's crazy at all. It just sucks that now he gets thrusted up onto that screen.
Yeah.
He wasn't shown for a bit.
Hopefully these guys are drafting on mobile and their queue's a little bit smaller, so they don't see his name yet.
Oh yeah, you're right. There it is. They just woke up. They're going to the bathroom. You know what I mean? Phone shitter, bro.
Phone shitter, bros, for sure.
Oh yeah. He doesn't want that smoke. Come on now.
No, you can't take Brook Lopez and Giannis on the same team. It just doesn't make sense. Can't do it.
And you can't take Chris Middleton on the same team. Can't do it.
That's true.
This guy's already got.
Do it.
Oh, this guy's already got. Yeah. He's got Brook. He got Brook and Drew. Come on, for the squad. I will be Venmoing you 10.
What a fucking sweat this is. This is such a sweat right now. Oh my God, what a sweat. Big Poppy. Yes! Woo! We just built the super team.
Let's go. That's unbelievable.
Don't dupe me, bros. Don't dupe me. Heat check. I am hotter than Trey in the corner right now. This is the heat check. Joker, Butler, Ant, Bam, Desmond Bane, Giannis. Giannis play one time. Who's got better? Someone's for sure got better.
Someone that swaps out Bam for someone else in that tier. So someone probably gets like another person in there except Bam, and all of a sudden it's just like, oh, we have your team, but it's not with 2 Heat. Yeah.
Trey has never been hot from 3 in his whole life.
You mean DeAndre Hunter from the corner, from anywhere?
You built the super team / wasted the start. It's true. I could have. Let's rip one more wob and then let's do a puck one. We'll just do the puck one on the fly.
Yeah,
we got
puck for the people.
Yeah, puck for the people. The puck's fun. I mean, for anyone who hasn't been watching NHL playoffs so far, they've been electric. They have been so fun.
I'm gonna max puck today, just so I can have watch a little NHL playoffs and say I did it. Yeah, mainly, and I think I'm gonna go 100% wild. Just kidding, probably not.
Well, I mean, it's interesting because you look at the NBA playoffs and the way the NBA playoffs have been going right now, and we're shocked to see the Heat win a first game, and then you go, oh well, Giannis got hurt and blah blah blah, right? So you're shocked to see these outcomes in the NHL playoffs. It's you're seeing all these teams take each other to overtime. You're seeing upsets in quotations that are I don't know. They're not really upsets, but they're upsets on paper. And it's really like it's really where you detach your spreadsheet brain from your these are just sports brains, right? I don't know. It's crazy to just see. I don't know. It's crazy to watch, and it's so fun to
Did
see.
you did you see the hit that I think it was Dumba put on Joe Pavlovsky?
Yeah, yeah. So
Is
I thought
that
it was
is that
fine.
okay? Because like that's the thing. I have no bias except my Twitter feed and people in the Discord and my friends that are just like, this is like this was fine, this was legal. Then you have the other people
Yeah.
freaking out. I'm like, I don't know what is what. So coming from you, like, yeah, you think it's fine and it was legal. So
I think it's two
or
things. It might have been a fraction of a second late because there's like a pause, right? There's like a mental count, like a two steamboats, and then you can still hit a guy. And then if it's late, it's like deemed late, and that's a foul. Like that's a
yeah,
penalty when you hit a guy late.
okay,
In the instance of like the playoffs, that extra second, like that extra little one steamboat, two steamboats is a little elongated. Like you can what we call finish your check in quotations, right? Like you run a guy through the boards after he's got rid of the puck, and it's still good. I thought it was fine. It might have been a little high. It might have been a little late, but I think just the contact was awkward because he gets him up high. He's
yeah.
kind of far away from the boards, and then he flops, right? Yeah, I think he just went down in a bad way, hit his head awkwardly. We could do the holiday thing and do the kind of non-Giannis team. We could push up Jaw if we think Jaw is going to go. We could do the double Minnesota for you. Just do like, hey, they get a game back.
All right, let's do it. Why
All
not?
right,
Yeah, you don't have to sell me on double Minnesota.
there you go.
Nothing like
And
getting 50 points from your first two rounders combined.
right, a terrible first game. Like he couldn't hit a
Yep.
house with his shots. He was in his own dude, he was in his own head. He's shaking his head out there. I was watching a bit of that game and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, yikes. You can't win any ball games with your best players shooting this way." But
No.
I mean, bounce back spot, right? Let's make the
And
bounce
Ant's
back
looked
bet.
invisible the past like 2 weeks almost. Like, yeah, he's been Ant, but he hasn't taken over the game like you seen Ant and know what he's capable of doing. Um,
Mhm.
not just missing shots that you would expect him to make, being a little more tentative and passive when you would expect him to be aggressive and go to the rim. I mean, he started off that game, I think, with a two fast break, scored in a dunk and a steal, and the next thing you know, he's like gone for a quarter.
Yeah. He
So
had 4 points till like the third quarter and they were both on the opening 3 possessions or whatever it was. Yeah.
yeah,
Crazy.
I mean, obviously he's young and like it is a different game and adapting to playoff basketball in every sport. Like getting acclimated and knowing that. I think it's also very good to have Mike Conley on this squad. Having gone through this, Rudy too, obviously, but I mean the Jazz, have been the Jazz. They haven't really. I mean they've been there, but it just having these guys on there is good for the locker room, I think, and helpful for a
Conley
lot of
looked
these young guys.
Conley's looked really nice from 3, like in recent
Yeah,
memory. Like he's been scorching
crazy.
hot. Yeah.
We'll take it. Yeah, we'll take it
Yeah.
because I mean, obviously, it's not gonna line up with his season stats or anything. But yeah, we'll take what he's been doing. He's been everything and then some for that trade that went down. So yeah, that was a at first glance looking at that, but again, it's unlocked Rudy to help him just kind of get more acclimated, and Conley he's been playmaking or he's been not only like just facilitating, but he'll play make when needed to. So it's been very helpful when Ant goes missing.
Yeah, well said. Man, Austin Reeves ADP is just like I just can't get on board with it right here.
I
But
mean, he's him. Didn't you hear him?
yeah, it's true, man.
Yeah. So do we do Michael Porter again, or I mean, because I don't think Rudy's to play with already
With 2
the two boy.
Minnesota
Yeah.
already.
Or
Yeah, I think you're right there. We could do Porter and
Giannis.
okay. I don't know. I don't know. The Tyus bet for me is like fully contingent on the job bet, and I think job plays, but I kind of like getting some Tyus in my life as well. We could go the Giannis route again. Like this is the thing. You're gonna have this decision every single draft, and it's gonna be like who can push Giannis the furthest and then get it. And I want to touch on one thing that Chad brought up. Let's take Reeves here. Let's just switch it up here. Let's go with it.
Fine with me. Yeah.
Chad brought up a really good, really sharp point in the chat here that we didn't touch on yet that I think is really important to note. Normally we're ahead of the curve on these ones and forgot to mention any of this sort, is if Giannis gets ruled in and he gets that designation and Ja gets downgraded or ruled out, it presents a potential swap situation for any time Giannis went undrafted to go in for both Ja or Gobert in that case too, because those are the two like Q tag guys. So taking Ja at the front end, or sorry, the front end of swaps, aka the back end of drafts, so that you have first swap. I don't know. Is there a little bit of leverage in that? Like theoretically, like if you can get Ja at 7 over and over again, it's like a double bet. You're betting on him to play, or you're betting on, I don't know. I imagine it's a moot point because Giannis is drafted almost at 100% frequency, but I don't know. We'll see.
Yes, I think as Chad puts another point in there that I was gonna say, as we get closer to lock, this might be more value, like it might be an actual thing to consider and something to pull off, because I think I haven't seen in my 5 and in the drafts here, I haven't seen Giannis go undrafted. I haven't been lucky enough to get him in the 5th or 6th, but if that is a thing and he starts, we continue to get no news on him. We get maybe discouraging news, but he still stays a D tag. Then I think maybe that pulls in the possibility of at that 106 spot taking Ja. It's just, I wonder if Ja's going to sometimes be available at that 2-3, or basically at that 3-4 turn. It's probably not much as likely. We haven't seen it, but moving him up to that 1-6, and then obviously getting that but then just a lot of things have to go right. You know what I mean? Like a lot of things have, like Ja then has to be ruled out. Giannis has to then get upgraded from that D tag. So yeah, I mean, obviously the theory and behind it and everything is correct. I think that, but just a lot of things have to go right that I don't know are going to be happening. So I don't know. It's interesting to think about.
Yeah, no, I think it's a great thought exercise, and it was a really good point by Chad. I don't know how much water it holds because I do think Giannis is getting 100% drafted, but as you say, later to lock there.
You make
Vincent?
Picture. You got it. Sure.
Vincent feels fine. Is there any merit to Xavier Tillman tonight?
He's going to show up in projections. Mine have Kennard higher, so I would just continue. I might continue to make a Kennard bet. But yeah, Tillman. I think it just depends how many minutes your projection source, you and personally, you want to give Tillman and expect him to play for. You know what I mean?
Yeah, my eyes keep going to these two for whatever reason. I don't know.
Yeah, my eyes are going to Grayson Allen, Kennard, Caleb Martin.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, you know what I mean? Like, and obviously then I would probably put Gabe Vincent there, all over Tillman. I'm interested, maybe chats, people, Nick, and guys in chat, like, are you in on Tillman like we were 2 days ago, 3 days ago, whenever they just played? Like, because I think he was 6th round darling. Like, a lot of people had him. I had a good amount of Tillman. I don't know where you stood on that.
Takes him right there over Lowry, Love, and Grayson Allen. Just noteworthy. It's interesting. I don't know. There's a bunch of names back here. Like, if we get the Giannis news to go the other way, does Carter, Connaughton, or Ingles become like a 6th round darling or come into play? If Duncan Robinson is I lost it there. If Duncan Robinson is starting, does he become like a favorite 6th rounder? I don't know. The underdog guys think Duncan Robinson's going to start. The Roto Grinders guys think he's not going to start. I don't know. It's very interesting dynamic with when we thought silly season was over, and now we come into NBA playoffs and we're still dealing with, these same things with the Qs and the Ds. My hockey brain goes, hey, they're all they're all fucking playing. It's the playoffs, right? But I don't know. I don't know how these teams are thinking, right? So
Yeah, I have another site that has Vincent, Butler, Strus, Love, and Bam. So no Duncan as well in their expected
okay,
starting lineup. So
there you go. Yeah, Santi Aldama, there's another name. Like if Ja
yeah,
doesn't go, Aldama looks great. I mean, I imagine he moves up. And by looks great, I mean like these guys are going to project for like
yeah,
25, 28 like median projection. But I mean that's great on a 3-gamer in the 6th round. Interesting stuff.
that's a good little nugget there from Chad as we always get. Yeah,
Which is what
and the matchup for Tillman against AD is not as great, and Memphis also closed with Santi over Tillman as well. Now, obviously, game to game things can change. We saw the Nets basically go with in the second game. They were keeping up, and actually it was working for the first half of going small and using Dorian
yeah.
Finney-Smith and them boys on Embiid, making them work so they can quickly rotate over other than Claxton.
Okay.
So we see these coaches make adjustments, but we won't know officially until closer to lock, until we, get news and get information. Like, beat reporters will talk, they'll get information like, oh, they're going to do this, and you'll get that probably like 50 minutes before game time, because that's when they got the information and are reporting it. So
Gotcha. Wow, another new baseball contest up. We got a triple play up as well. $12 3 entry.
let's go.
Man, this is great. Like, what do we got? 4 NBA contest or 4 NBA contests today, 3 MLB, and we got the puck contest.
Yeah, I mean, the dunk and the heat check will probably fill. So, like, honestly, like if anyone's watching, like, honestly, watch this probably fill. Like, I mean, 6:40 lock time for me. So I'm thinking it fills by around 4. Like, honestly, you could probably like, and this is like the specific contest that dropped closer to lock, like the $100. That thing gets like, people will just jump in that. You know what I mean? They like, if they dropped $100 48 person before lock or something like that, single entry, that thing is just getting, especially with the heat check and the dunk gone, that thing would just get steamed. So like they know how to do it, but like, I mean, there's probably going to be more. Like, if people love drafting these.
Yeah, no, I
let's do it.
Fully agree with you. Yeah, GA alluding to this was nasty last night. Morgan Barron he gets kind of like checked from behind in front of the net. Face goes down into the goalie skate, cuts him, like pushes the helmet up, cuts him like along the side of the face like this. 75 stitches, a Band-Aid over it, blood still coming out, puts a cage on and comes back out for the third. Like, just so nails, man. One more to fill the puck draft. Let's take this EV. Take this EV. Yeah, pretty ugly.
Oh, so we got some more. So on that sheet that I sent you, you can put in a couple other guys then, yeah, for that, because they just simply were not confirmed at the time of the making.
Yeah, well, it's interesting because they're going back to Alex Lyon. Alex Lyon had a really tough game in the first one, let in a freaking garbage goal by Marchant, like a real soft goal. And they're paying for Tendy to sit on the bench in Sergei Bobrovsky. Like, he's basically like this overpaid backup now. Yeah, Neumy, we might need you to jump in here if we need one more here.
Oh, come on, chat. You got this. You got this, chat. You guys don't need me to jump in there. Come on, one more.
Test the waters.
I'll put this in the chat. I'll say one.
There you go. Do a tag the BadgeBros in the. There we go. Filled it.
There we go. Perfect. This can be funny. I got a little story here. I was up in Jamestown, North Dakota. Not that you know where it is. It's middle of North Dakota, in the middle of nowhere. And I'm there for a funeral, and my uncles and all there, and we get to talking like at night. We're having some drinks, and he's talking about Alex Lyon. Well, the reason why they know him is because he's from Baudette, Minnesota. And where's my uncle from? Baudette, Minnesota. So next thing you know, he starts talking about how they brought them down to, he played basically like in Palm Springs or something like that. Like that's where he like played like recently, is where like the where he got called up, because he went to Yale. I'm pretty sure that's where this dude went. I was trying to figure out. He like went down there, whatever, and like played. And like he was just telling me like the atmosphere for these games, like basically it was like their own like hometown game, is just unbelievable. Like in like a small arena and all this stuff. And just telling me how like, that
small town hockey like brings the city together,
Yeah, and like he knows, like everyone knows him because Baudette, Minnesota is not that large. So yeah, it was just like hearing that and like, yeah, so we're kind of like a weird Florida Panthers fans this year as well as Wild. And I'm just like, oh, why is
That's
that?
cool.
And he tells me all of this and how they know him and he knows like his dad and everything there. So yeah, it was pretty interesting to hear that out. So
we get the Drysdale decision here. Obviously Edmonton, they lost game 1 in overtime. They're going to have the highest total. Leon scored twice. It feels bad to just not take Drysdale here, I guess.
Yeah, I think it. I mean, yeah, highest total, tied with Boston for the highest total. I see no reason. Normally for me when I'm doing these, I'm taking an Edmonton guy if I can. I know like Minnesota and Dallas is a. I see, and then this is me reading into Vegas totals. Basically, it's much different from an NBA because you get 2 games at 6.5 and 2 at 5.5. So it's basically a goal. It's like a goal. Yeah. Like, oh, these guys have a higher total, but it's a goal. So yeah, it's interesting knowing that. I know like Minnesota is a defensive team. They slow it down. That's what I thought. Maybe I'm totally wrong there, but me being a Minnesota guy, I might just take Kirill like as much as I can.
No, yeah, for sure. I mean, I think it's never a bad decision to bet on Kirill. I think that DJ's like pace and whatever metrics will suggest that the tightest, closest checking game will be the Dallas Minnesota one, but there are prolific scorers on both sides. I think my eyes gravitate to Carolina a little bit today as kind of like the underpriced. I'm looking at like Sebastian Aho here and his price tag, but I got a top secret little play I'm thinking of right now.
Okay. Yeah, no, Carolina for me on my everything is looking the same thing. Honestly, Dallas is looking a little undervalued as well.
Sure. I think Hyman's playing PP1, but I don't know if he's playing on the same line. We could go the Evander Kane or the Zach Heineman route. I think we go Hyman here. I mean, we could do Kane. Either or feels fine, but I like to go with the power play correlation opposed to going with the regular line
strength. Yeah.
Yeah,
because we'd be getting what? So Draisaitl's 2-1, and then Kane is 2-2. And Hyman's 1-1. So yeah, we get the power play correlation. Yep. Puck guy. I mean, you know.
Puck guys, baby. And then, DJ Mitchell ahead of the curve here talking about why you draft Evan Bouchard versus the field in the Zamboni who was, gravitating to Darnell Nurse. We've really seen the emergence of Bouchard on this PP1 unit here. I think we go ahead and take him here and then kind of build out a cheeky little backdoor. What do you think?
Let's do it. I mean, it seems like you have that cheeky little backdoor. So
I do and I don't. I'm gonna look on the other screen here to make sure I'm not a complete and utter fool. Oh man.
All right.
Oh, we got an update an hour ago.
On the player that you were?
Yeah, so Patrice Bergeron did not play game 1 for Boston, and it was marked as an illness. Yeah. Anyways.
No longer like he's out?
Yeah, now it's out listed with upper body, and he has the out tag on Underdog. But he was my cheeky little, like, we could get a little cheeky Boston power play exposure at the back end here, something like that.
Yeah, are you worried at all with only being 4 games of potentially being like locked out of goalie or having an like or is there an area in which you're going to target them ahead of the normal 6 round type of behavior that we've been, accustomed to, or how are you going about this? Like just going to take what's given to you?
I think it's smart as long as they're not negatively correlated. I think it's fine to wait because there are a plethora of like talented goaltenders that are still left right now. Um, that being said, given the fact that we did the full Edmonton thing, I think there is a little bit of correlation here where we could do almost a full game stack here, and we could take like Skinner with this stack. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, that or as much as I hate to say it, Ottinger, even in this matchup, just because of
Shit.
but yeah, either way, Skinner or
Oh no, 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 no. Oh fuck. This is what I didn't realize we were on the clock and I was looking for my cheeky backdoor stack here.
well, that's fine. I mean, because you're not going to take Minnesota, are you?
No, I don't think so. No, we're
Well, that's fine then. Yeah, because then you can work out that, and then you have a non-core, and then goalie's not correlated to anything. You're good there, or not negatively correlated. I'm trying to.
All right, we'll see what Steel Cat does. This is a good friends and family here.
NBA playoffs does line one or NHL playoffs does like line one have more ice time than like line 2, line 3? I think I asked this basically does because I know they go 1 through 4 normally in lines. Does 4 just non-existent anymore and it's basically like 1 through 3? I know I'm asking you as you're in the middle of trying to find this.
I was trying to do a cheeky Islanders backdoor stack, but they're all listed as centers. So yes. this might not go. This might not play back. I should have looked at their position. I was trying to do the positional designations on the side here. I mean, Anders Lee we could do as well Lee. Here if he comes back. So Anders Lee's probably going to be the pick here because I was trying to get basically the Islanders, they play PP1 and their first line as both, and they have some like pretty prolific goal scorers. And Matthew Barzal is going to be underdrafted or underrated just in general because he's been out for a while and he just made his return for the first game of the playoffs there. But some combination of Horvat, Lee, Brock Nelson, and Barzal are going to be playing a shit ton of minutes, basically, especially for a team that's down 1-0 in a series to start.
And it looks like we're gonna get them for sure here as our next two guys, be defender or defensemen. So yeah, that's gonna be perfect.
Yeah, there we go. All right, so it kind of still worked out a little bit there. Yeah, this was our cheeky little backdoor Islanders is kind of what I was thinking. I do think if I was targeting one game today, I like Islanders Carolina as like the pace game. I don't know why. It's just where my mind goes.
Yeah, I don't have is that access to DJ's pace? Did he post that? Is it just on his website basically? Because
it's on Puck Luck. All that stuff and all those metrics are on.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Yeah,
Puck Luck. Take Sam Bennett. There we go. That's a sneaky puck pick. Yeah, that's good. I'd like to do more of those if we can fill them. But here, I'll try and fill one more if people want to fill it. Oh, there we go. Perfect. There you go. Perfect.
Let's go.
Let's go. Do one more puck one here. I could play on the Islanders PP. They're that bad. Oh man, that's good.
See, I like coming into these puck streets because I don't have any bias, so I don't have any of this guy is not a great hitter or anything like that. So yeah, he's a good matchup and all this, but I have a bias against him, so I'm gonna not take as much as I should. Where here, it's just like I know nothing. I'm coming in with I got the projections here, the numbers. I can use that, and then I have the underdog ADP. What's overvalued? What's undervalued? How can I build the best teams? Boom! And I just that's what I kind of like. It's refreshing coming into a sport that you really don't have any like biases over. It really is like,
because
football, we have the biggest biases as we get in there with our BRs, and then coming in with NBA, like obviously I have my biases in MLB. This is the only sport. I mean, golf, I even have my biases. So yeah, that seems like
for sure.
he's 101, right? Like just no. I mean, you can see he's 101 on there, but yeah, that just seems like it.
Yeah.
Was there ever a point? I know. Oh, there he is. Yeah, it couldn't even dust off the model for us. Appreciate it. No, just good. Was there
flying blind without Nez's model?
Wasn't there a point where like Austin Matthews was there, or was that just basically matchup dependent type thing? Or
I think it's primarily matchup dependent.
Okay, because I never thought they were. I thought they were always 1A, 1B, and it's or maybe just one. Or, okay. You're like no.
McDavid is the greatest hockey player to ever live. It's like prime LeBron right now, where it's just like there's no comp. I mean,
did they win?
No, they lost in overtime.
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah.
Are they? I don't even know where they are. What's their seed? Are they favorites? No. Like you've seen, like you've seen, like if you have
they're favorites.
Okay.
Yep. Pasta Hattie night. I like it. Good to see it. Broke the model.
God.
I got a plan, Neumy. I got a plan in my mind here.
Yeah, I'm letting John take the wheel here.
Beretta James is a little snap pick of those Kirill and Matthew Tkachuk there with authority. Snap. Let's peep some other lineup combos. Who else we got tonight?
So Sorokin's likely. It's good to know. Normally when they're likely,
I mean,
they end up being
for the
confirmed.
most part, if they're an alpha starter, just assume they're playing right now.
Yeah, like I just said, I don't know besides like the top guys who really is an alpha goalie or not. Like
Sorokin would be one of them.
Okay, like is I think it's Jonas Corpusala.
Not as much so, but like he's definitely starting.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. And then like who of the goalies on the slate, who's the alpha? Who's the top tier alpha? Is it Ullmark? Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
But they split a lot in the regular season, but Ullmark had like a really good shot at winning, like kind of like almost winning the Triple Crown and like winning the Vezina this year.
Oh,
all right. Man, so there goes the Carolina stuff. Yeah, I was really hoping for a little Burns plus.
Yeah,
we could go with like a Nuge here.
We could go with the Kings if we wanted to like just make a full on game stack. No, you don't.
Let's do Burns.
Okay.
Because I do think he's kind of like a tier of his own defenseman right now that could like be the guy you need.
We could.
And then
there's a guy on Carolina we could stack up with him later.
What's his name? We could scroll the F down right now.
Maybe I'm wrong. Seth Jarvis.
Oh, you remember when we drafted Seth Jarvis and he wasn't the piece he needed on that stream that one time?
Oh yeah, you're right. That one time. So scratch that.
Let's do something weird. Let's go Florida. I wanted to go cheeky backdoor Florida stack. That was my big plan this time was we were going to go with a cheeky backdoor Florida. Let's just start it right now.
Yeah, because like David doesn't need any. No way Florida can score against Boston. They're the best, right? Yeah, that's what everyone's saying. Just come in there with some Florida stacks. Man, there's so much. There's so many things on TV tonight. It's crazy.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I'm gonna be focused in on like actually 3 Minnesota teams, and 2 of them are in the playoffs. Normally it's just 1, so having the T-Wolves in there is just like, what? What are you guys doing here?
Just a bonus. Yeah, you guys aren't supposed to be playing this late in the season.
Yeah, you guys should be in Cancun by now. Come on.
Oh man.
Banana boating it up.
Yeah, anytime you can target the lowest team total, you got to do it, guys. Yeah.
If you're building a portfolio, it makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah.
A couple in, and you added it in, and now you won't dip your toes anymore. You're good. You got your
Well,
exposure.
I know I'm only gonna have like five to 10 puck entries today. I know that. So I'm trying to scroll the F down and get unique. That's the move, right? I don't know. Maybe we should have gone with Nuge, like, him playing with McDavid and playing on PP1. We could have gone Nuge, but I wanted to do the Florida thing.
Nidge. Is that Ryan Nugent Hopkins? Is that who you're talking about?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
The Nuge, baby.
Could have gone with Nidge. Oh.
I want to find some, like, I'm just looking for like greasy names right now. We got to scroll down, man.
Is your boy in the playoffs on the slate?
Who? Who's my boy?
Who's the guy that you keep saying over and over again? Your favorite player? In the
Ryan O'Reilly.
No. Is it
Nails?
God,
damn it, man. I gotta start looking at the positional designations because wing is thin. Like wing is
That's what I'm
legit
saying.
thin.
Like when
Yeah.
I came in
Everyone's
here,
a center.
when I came in, like, I had to write down when I was doing this on All-Star break for NBA. I had to write down the teams that were overpowered in certain, because all of a sudden you would look on whatever daily projection site you wanted to, and they would all list them as their actual positions. You get onto Underdog and like all of them are centers. I'm like, why? Why are you a center? Like, what are we doing here? That was the most frustrating thing and like hard thing for me to overcome on that. It was just knowing the positions versus
Yeah, like knowing their
Underdog.
real life positions versus like
their underdog position.
Yeah. All right, fine.
Because like type in Seth Jarvis. Just do it. You are not taking him. Yeah, like he's a wing everywhere else, and then all of a sudden he's a center here.
Yeah, everyone is a center on Carolina, and everyone is a center on the Islanders. I mean, like, to be fair, they move around a lot in general, but like, I mean, I think Jarvis has played. I think both of these guys have played the wing the majority of the year. Like Seth Jarvis has played the wing on this line with these three guys like all damn year. I think like it's like pretty close.
I feel it. Yeah. It's so you just
Yamamoto. That's a little deep dive right there. Yamamoto getting some love.
Oh, he played.
Oh, Jamie Benn's the guy I love. Jamie Benn's the guy that I love. No, Visey, nails.
It wasn't him. It was someone else. No, was it Tyler Sagan? No. Who was this guy?
I love Ryan O'Reilly though. I'll be upfront about that.
It's not him. You called him the most dirt nasty player like 3 times in a row. it's on the tip of
could be anyone.
Specific name that you're gonna go. Yeah, and I'm gonna need a lifeline. I know you're not here, but I need it.
If no Bo Sox is on Florida, this makes me feel better right now. This makes me feel a lot better. But I think I might have effed up here. No, we'll be good. Maybe I should have taken. I think in hindsight, you don't want to be the last one to take a Tendy, but you don't necessarily want to be the first today.
Yeah, because I wondered, like, that's my thing. What are we left with here for options? There it is. Zegras.
Oh yeah, Trevor Zegras, dirt nasty.
Yeah.
There we go.
Exactly. See?
Yeah.
That's literally what I would remember. Just oh yeah, he's dirt nasty. Don't worry about it. Like he is.
We're fine here because we get Gus. We got no Dallas. It works out in our favor. Wow. Yeah, it works out great for us there. But like when I'm looking at it, I get a little scared there. I get a little scared being like the last guy to push Tendy, and not like think about it. But We got lucky. We got lucky.
How old is this man? Only 24. That's fun. Young goalie for the Wild. That's fun. Versus like him and Fleury are just like contrast in terms of age.
Yeah. The mentor, Flowers, baby. Yeah, I think my biggest takeaway right now, according to the projection models, that Florida's a little low. Florida feels a little low, and it's interesting to see on the projection model that the other Sebastian Aho is rated above the Carolina Sebastian Aho. That's a little bizarre. That might be a typo, Neumy. I'm just looking at the spreadsheet there. I think it's the wrong Sebastian Aho. Yeah, that's got to be the wrong Sebastian Aho because I don't even see the other one.
Yeah, no, it probably 100% is.
Yeah,
that's how in depth the weeds we are in the.
Hey, it's hard when there's two Sebastian Ahos. What do you say we rip one of these afternoon only baseball slates? Say that we did all three and call it a day.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
I want to just make I want to make a little look-sees before we do this here. This afternoon only one is the Coors one. Okay, cool. Coors today, a little bit of rain in the forecast. I think it's a playthrough. Let's hit the refresh, see what we end up with. But I think it's a playthrough situation, but just something to be mindful of. Chance of showers, and it's colder than it's been. It's still Coors, right? So it's always good hitting weather is the caveat right there. You can read it for yourself right on the screen. But we always start with weather, and it just of note for the afternoon slate that is the primary one. Everything else is fine, and West Coast games and roofed games, basically, right?
Yep. Because
cool.
I haven't officially drafted this middle one yet.
Yeah, I haven't done any afternoon only yet.
Yeah, I got done with that main one, whipped up these sheets, and the next thing you know, stream time. So, yeah, I just know off the bat, you're faced with the Max Scherzer, Justin Steele going up against the A's. Don't really need to go say that anymore. And then you're left with some options of how you want to play it. If I don't get any of those two at a little bit of a discount, like back end first, something like that, player with a bat, I normally wait on pitcher. That's how I would see this. That's kind of how I would play it. Is I would in this option, just looking at projections and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I mean, like Scherzer, but it's still the Dodgers, right? And Dodgers have kind of been on one recently. Mookie Betts sat last night, presumably will be back in today. It's interesting because like when you're paying the Scherzer tax, I normally want to pay the Scherzer tax, not against the Dodgers, you know?
Exactly. Yeah, and he hasn't been. I mean, he hasn't been the Max Scherzer that we all know, like have accustomed to. So,
right. Yeah.
Then again, like we know what Scherzer is, and we know Scherzer is one of the guy that just thrives for these matchups. Like he just loves them. So could we
in the same way that Kershaw did last night?
Yeah, yeah. Nezzy's sitting there just laughing, evil laughing with the Kershaw. But
there we go. Fraternity league. I did not see that. Thank you. Yeah, he was out last night, and James Outman led off, which was cool to see. And JD Martinez came alive, hit 2 home runs.
Everyone got thrusting up Outman, getting Outman leadoff spot. I'm getting Outman. Next thing you know, it's the one slate that I didn't draft any JD. I'm like, well, tough.
Yeah,
tough.
Such is baseball.
Such is.
1, 2, 3, 4. It's a 5-gamer, right? 5-gamer afternoon only.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do this. All right. Yeah, so this will be an interesting decision at the top with the pitcher because it does kind of fall off a cliff here. The one thing I'll say about Lauer is like we've talked about Seattle, murderer's row of righties. They could roll out 9 righties today to face Lauer, and Lauer's got like some good strikeout stuff, and like his stuff metrics have been decent recently, but like he can get hit hard. So very interesting decision point there. Charlie Morton would probably be my third favorite pitcher on the slate, but obviously that San Diego matchup is never comfortable for anyone. No Syndergaard can't hold a runner on to save his life, and the pitch clock is a bad thing for him. I give a little boost to the steals potential of some of the top of the order Mets hitters, Nimmo, Marte, Lindor, as potential guys to run against him tonight. And then we got the Coors. We got the Coors narrative of basically, hey, man, we don't want to touch either of these pitchers. And Austin Gomber seems to get shelled every single time that he's out there. So rain or not, the Coors bats are getting the bump. Yeah, we got lineups for a couple right now. I want to look at them just before we jump in. Looks like we got almost everybody on the afternoon slate except for Colorado with confirmed lineups right now. Oh no, we got Colorado already.
Yeah, I was gonna say we did. We have no Crone.
No Crone, but we get Mike Moustakas hitting left-handed power stick in the 5-hole there. No Crone is obviously very interesting. Back to normal at the top of the lineup for the Pirates. 2-home run. Jack Sawinski stays in the 8-hole there instead of hitting in the middle of the order yesterday. I think he was hitting 6th yesterday. What else we got here? Edwin Rios, left-handed pop, former Dodger, hitting in the middle of the Cubs order today. Might be a sneaky bat there. Wisdom's been on a tear, but not facing a lefty. We got Outman leading off again. Martinez 2-homer game last night. This is an absolute dumpster fire. The bottom of this Dodgers lineup, 5 through 9 right now, when they're missing Mookie Betts, Will Smith, etc. Daniel Vogelbach gets a start at first base today versus Syndergaard. Brett Beatty got the call up. I'm not seeing anything crazy unusual. Exactly what you would expect from the top of the order from the Braves. Matt Carpenter getting a start versus Morton, left-handed pop in the 5-hole there. And then, as we alluded to, Murderer's Row of righties. They ended up going with Kelnick's been so hot that they gave him the 6-hole. And JP just, after a rest day, back in playing shortstop there. All right, cool. Anything to add, Neumy? Anything you saw there that you like, dislike?
No.
All right.
Say we go ahead and draft it.
Let's draft ourselves some afternoon only.
Just a little NBA news. I'll just tell you right now.
Oh, please, yeah.
Kyle Lowry's in, so your Gabe Vincent is a little tough right now.
Okay, that's dust. Yep.
Yeah, Kyle Lowry said he'll play. I think we've also had before where Kyle Lowry went from like playing to then questionable to like there was a slate recently in which he was like ruled basically like out and then ruled back in and then he played or some. Mm-hmm. So we never really know, but he said he'll play. So
no, if he says he's playing, I'm trusting that one right there.
Mark Wall, Dusty.
Oh man. Yeah, friends and family draft here. Dusty, GDE, big winner the other night. Derek Barty, still one of the best screen names on the site right there. You love to see that.
Yeah, Nez's comment to saying that Barty was the fastest to gain his red badge that I saw. He came in here like hadn't seen the screen name of Derek Barty. Boom.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, gray badge. Next thing you know, red badge. And I'm just like, it was a week ago, not even a week. Like
reminds you of someone, eh, Neumy? Reminds you of someone.
Yeah, definitely not that Rotorun guy. Rotorun finds Underdog. Underdog, you're in trouble.
Oh, big news, big news, big news. We got to get back in here. Giannis Q-tag bump. Oh my God, it's so sick. It's so sick. We're doing 2 at a time here.
All right, we need to end the stream. Crutches, you've won today, I think.
Yeah, we got RT99s already there. Let's see what happens here. Okay, we're doing 2 on the fly. Is it bouncing back and forth? Good?
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right.
Wow.
So
Yeah, so that's fun. Like we said, Giannis was not a real DK. We do not believe.
yeah, very interesting there. I think we go ahead and just start stacking the cores here. We both pitchers went off there. Hayes went. McCutcheon's been red hot. We could do a little start like this. I do admittedly prefer the Pittsburgh side today. Just in terms of matchup, I think Austin Gomber is hashtag bad. That's my
Yeah.
take.
He's hashtag not great. So I will
Yeah.
agree with you on that. I'm the one day I built my spreadsheets, didn't get my nice 25 NBA lineups in early, kicking myself.
Mhm.
Man,
Yeah, let's see what happens
that's
here.
stupid. That is interesting.
See what happens here. I hope we get a little playoff Jimmy. We did not. Gonna go ahead and take LeBron here just because it's LeBron. And we're never gonna take Jaren Jackson Jr. over LeBron. Let's see what happens. All right, back to baseball for a second here. So both pitchers going inside the top 5 to well-known quality players there. I think that's kind of correct. I think, Newbie, this might be the hottest take of the season. I think I prefer Justin Steele to Max Scherzer today.
I agree with you.
Wow, Giannis went at 7 there, so we don't even get the decision. Well, there you go. There's the state of the games, guys. Games are dead. Everyone's so smart that we don't even get a Giannis discount. The minute that news dropped, 30 seconds later, we still don't get the Giannis discount. I'm going to go ahead and do it for Neumy. I'm just going to take Ant here.
Is there an angle now to then potentially getting the value on the Bucks guys that may fall? Because there's still scenarios in which people have laid out that Giannis gets hurt. Giannis still isn't optimal. Giannis doesn't put up the score. All these different things. Just trying to cope with the fact that I don't have much Giannis. like if I'm telling you this, how viable? Like if you're in the position like me and like you, besides your one heat check team that you're sitting there counting, you're going like this with.
The people told me it was dead. The people told me my heat check was dead.
Well, just how are you? Would you approach this doing similar to what I said of now taking the Bucks guys that fall, or are you just out? Just out.
It's going to be room. It's going to be room specific, right? It's going to be Freddie Freeman. We could take Castro. This is becoming kind of like a boring team if we just go ahead and just stack the shit out of the Pirates. Let's do the Coors build. Let's take Castro and let's take McMahon. Nez told us, for the record, that Castro and who was the other guy that was going to homer?
Mark, is it Matthias or Matthias?
Matthias. Mark Matthias is going to homer today, and Rodolfo Castro is homering today at Coors. Those were Nez's 2 Nez nuggets to make sure we included for today's slate. Back to the basketball for a second. I think it's a fair question because, we talk so much about like when the field zigs, now we zag. So if the market overcorrects to Giannis, then all of a sudden we can start buying the dip on like Holiday and stuff like that. But I think it's less likely to happen on a 3-game like short slate. But here you go, where like Bobby Portis's ADP was low-key ridiculous. And now what do we do here? Well, I think we still just take Brook Lopez, right?
Yeah.
Right? It's so weird because like I think Brook Lopez is still a fine play. Like he's still going to start. He's still going to play 30 plus minutes and he's still going to be part of that closing lineup with or without Giannis. The Bobby Portis one, however, I'm not so sure about, right? Like Portis kind of, he feels like a bench piece now, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Bench piece, but he's a guy that can just thrive in the playoffs. Like, so it's interesting. I don't know, but I agree with you. Like, for me, I'm sitting here and I did a draft and Chris Middleton fell to 17. So like I'm seeing that, like I'll take Chris Middleton at 17 and just start playing scenarios.
Yeah.
Like I feel like for me, my way to play this slate now is to play less volume and take some just stands against Giannis. I don't know. That's the way to play it, because not I don't know. I don't know how to. I'm still trying to like figure out in my mind what's the best way to attack this or to attack
Yeah,
it.
that's fair. I'm gonna go with Syndergaard. Oh shit, we're on the clock everywhere. I'm gonna take Cindy and Mike Moustakis there. I could go the. What do you think, Reeves? I guess Porter.
Yeah, I mean, like you said,
We got
again,
LeBron.
none of those clicks are anything. Yeah, you have LeBron. Like Porter's going to be a guy that I'm probably just going to have too much of, just because he's a tier break, and that ends up being a guy where it's like I want him, and maybe I need to reevaluate that a little bit more.
So we ended up building out the full kind of like Coors stack here. Decided not to take the Charlie Blackmon just to get a little bit more unique in our construction of Coors. Not that I think like Mike Moustakis is going to be unique by any standpoint, but Charlie Blackmon's going to be drafted at 100% frequency at Coors on a short slate. Mike Moustakis might be like 60 something percent. And I'll just take that little bit of leverage as a power hitting lefty. I think Mike Moustakis would have better odds to homer today than Charlie Blackmon. I think Charlie Blackmon would project as a way higher floor and kind of just better play in a vacuum. But we'll eat a little bit of that variance to find a contrarian home run there.
I like it. Wow, yeah. Catching up on the Rays and Reds from the early slate. Hope you had Rays. Holy crap. 7-0, middle of fourth, Tampa Bay.
Yeah, that was kind of like a layup spot. They were absolutely popping in the models. I did not play any of the early slate just because it's too early for my lazy ass to wake up there. Tyus Jones still staring us in the face, sitting here. We see Dylan Brooks go ahead. We see RT99 has Strus ahead of Tyus Jones in his rankings. We know he's largely auto drafting, so just interesting of note there. Do we take the Tyus dip here, Neumy?
Yeah, I like Tyus a lot, and I'll take that dip. The contingency play that Jaws out is something that I'm going to be mixing in.
Yeah, I think this one does paint the narrative a little bit that like this team could be really good if Jaws out. I do think we just get Jaw playing this well, though. Yeah, man, what a fake doubtful tag there. Well ahead of the curve now with some 5th and 6th round Giannis teams. Wish we just built a couple more of those on stream. But glad we got one in the heat check at least. Still could be a little bit of leverage here in the next kind of like 10, 15 minutes. But from like a theory standpoint, I think you're correct, Neumy, where it's like the leverage now flips. The leverage used to be Giannis, but in certain rooms, if we can get Giannis to fall to the second or the third, you take him every time. But if Giannis doesn't, then the leverage becomes, well, how far can you push the other guys to fall? This feels like a Tillman team.
I think to mix in Tillman, Allen, and these guys back there.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on Allen now that Giannis is potentially playing?
Still gonna take him.
Still gonna take him. Yeah, still doesn't matter.
Take these Bucks guys. I'm just gonna play the angle that something funny business happens and Giannis doesn't get there. That's my only way of competing with the people that have Giannis and I have me. It's just I feel like that's the only way for me to compete. I don't think it's for me. Maybe like the counterpoint of taking Giannis at the the turn and then having a different team. Basically, you have different a different contexture of teams, different players on that. But you're giving up so many points to the optimal of what you would deem it to be with the Giannis being in 4th, 5th, and 6th round. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
So it's tough for me to be like, well, just take Giannis there and you'll get you need exposed. It's like, yeah, but they're gonna have a guy that has the potential to drop 80 in the 4th, 5th, and 6th round. Like,
right.
where are you going to find that? And we'll make that
Where are you
up?
going to find 80? Yeah. You just don't on these short slates, right? We'll run this one more triple play if anyone wants to jump in. We have done zero research on this slate. We had prepped for every other slate, but we weren't going to do the main slate. We were just going to do the afternoon only. But if one person joins this triple play, I will do it on the fly here. Yeah. This is Chips reiterating the point here. We say this often, but if Giannis plays, the winner's already been drafted. And
in theory, yes, if Giannis puts up the score that he does. Yes.
Yeah. And the thing is, in hoops, it's so different than other sports because you could have this leverage today with like Mookie Betts, for instance. Well, Mookie Betts can still go 0 for 4. Even if Giannis played 22 minutes in a blowout and got hurt and sat the second half, he would still score more points than Gabe Vincent. So it doesn't matter, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's that end of the draft guy.
Yeah, you need Giannis to just be a non-factor and them to blow out the Heat and be like, okay, we're blowing him out, just get more rest. Like, it's just
right.
I don't know. I mean,
all right, last going once, going twice. We'll shut this one down if we can't fill this one out, unless you want to jump in, Neumy.
Oh yeah, I can if you want me to.
Nah, it doesn't matter. It's a triple play. Yeah. If you prefer not to waste one of your 3 bullets on being in my draft.
I'll wait on that. What team in this market landscape is beating this? Jokic, Jamal Murray, Ja Morant, Rudy, Giannis, Xavier Tillman. Like, if
yeah. There it is, baby.
How am I competing against that?
Right, exactly.
And like, the answer would be to draft all your Giannis early, which I was a fool and I did not do. So I'm now just gonna live through these guys, and it better be a brigade member to take this down. It better just be 1 through 50 of the brigade.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll do something like this. We'll probably do it here or on the Unhinged channel. We'll run it back with some Albatross stuff. Probably not for a bit here. We're still trying to squeeze some football stuff in. I got some irons in the fire. Actually, I'm going to check my phone right now because hey, here we go. Breaking news. Wednesday's show next week, we'll be talking a little NFL draft with friend of the show, $2 million man, Pat Corain. So Pat Corain's going to come on and do a little bit of a... There we go. 11 minutes ago. So I'll message him back and hopefully we can set that up and talk about legendary upside and talk about that sort of thing. So hopefully we got something fun planned for next Wednesday to break down NFL draft stuff there.
And then we'll do some lock show with the draft going on Thursday.
Live before draft. There we go. Yeah, never heard of them.
Yeah, cool. I'm still trying to. I Googled them and I'm still trying to figure out who this guy is.
Yeah. This is an interesting one. The Trey Lance stuff is really interesting because Rap Sheet just reported that they've had several teams inquire about potential trades there. Vikings, not a terrible landing spot. You know, like Kirk Cousins has one more year on that big ass deal, right? And I don't know.
Well, no, didn't we extend him?
Oh, did you extend? Okay. All right, guys, I'm giving up on this triple play. We've been live for almost 2 hours now.
That was a 1 year. You're right. Correct.
Yeah, well, 1 year extension. So, yeah, my
right,
Vikes.
Yeah, but your Vikes. Yeah, I think we had like an option or whatever like that. But I would love it. Depending what we have to give up to get them. It would be fun. Don't get me wrong. Like, why wouldn't?
It's a really good landing spot. Yeah, I think that's a really sharp landing spot.
He's coming home.
Interesting to see.
Marshall, Minnesota's own.
Yeah, there you go. All right, great show, Neumy. That was fun to run. It's been weird doing a couple without Nez in recent memory, but I think we're doing good. I think we're doing all right. We're holding the water.
Supposedly, we get the people that wondering, just like, oh, no Nez. Oh, we're just gonna pop right off here. Like we don't got Nez on there. We're not getting them takes today. But yeah, no, I think we've been doing all right. Holding our own. So
yeah, I think so too. Do us a favor, hit that like, hit that subscribe on your way out the door. Enjoy these slates tonight. These are rare, man. It's rare that we're going to have 3 playoff NBA, 4 NHL playoff games, and then a full baseball slate, or 3 isolated full baseball slates as well. These are rare days on in both sports and on Underdog Fantasy, so enjoy it. We will be in the lobbies for the remainder of the day. Thank you all for hanging out with us. Maybe someone beat Jeff tonight. We don't want to give him that baseball title again, do we? No, thanks for hanging out, guys. Appreciate everybody being here. Fun show. We want to keep doing it, right? We'll be back on the Underdog channel tomorrow, talking strictly baseball, maybe a little more evergreen talk, and then breaking down tomorrow's slate. Any parting words, Neumy?
No, go have yourself a good Wednesday, huh?
Have yourself a great Wednesday. All right, everybody's favorite time of the show. On behalf of Neumy and the Coachella flu man, Nez, everybody's favorite time of the show. The end. Peace.